a key point that when we talk about the impact that Christian missionaries have had in India is we emphasize the role not played by foreigners. We're not talking about how Britishers changed India. We're talking about the impact that Christians have had, the impact that Bible have had in India. But why was it that these changes and these impacts came after foreign Christian missionaries came to India? Hasn't Christianity been here in India far longer than that, even going as far back as the first century? If that was the case, why did it take so long for Christianity and the Bible to bring about these changes and these impacts in India?
Yes. I need to begin with a little history of India. We Indians are all foreigners. We are all, as Romila Thapar, the historian, says, Indians are believed to be sons and daughters of one of the, or the children of Noah, of Shem, Ham, and Japheth. That's true as we read in Genesis chapter 10 and 11. We Indians are foreigners. We are children of Noah. Now, it is believed that around BC 2500, Dravidians or Mediterraneans came. Then later, 1500, the Aryas came. Then 20 more groups came. So we are a potpourri of foreigners. But again, there is something more. One group of people which very often the historians are not trying to impress much is the arrival of the Jews. In BC 1000, that's what I am interested more. BC 1000 on, you could see during Solomon's time onward, the Jews used to come to India, especially to Kodingalur and Kerala. Shashi Tharoor recently said Apostle Thomas came in search of the Jews. And he said when Thomas came, it is believed that a Jewish girl in Kodingalur, she danced and she sang in Aramaic language. So that's a legend, that's a story. So why did then Jews were there, Cochin Jews were there, the Baghdadi Jews of Arabic speaking were there in Maharashtra, then Bene Jews were there in Bombay and other places. Then you have the Manipuri Menashe group. Yeah. Now, how come Christianity came here, messages came is primarily because of these Jews. It's not as history much talked about. We have Dr. Ben-Hur. He has written the famous book, very famous research book known as the Jewish background of Indians. Amazing book. There he has said that Apostle Thomas came primarily to speak about Jesus Christ to the Jews. Because Jesus himself said, first you go to my people. The lost tribe of Jews in India had to be taught about Messiah, number one. Again, Apostle Thomas came in AD 52. Then in AD 334, a group of people from Cana came under Kanai Thoman. Then in AD 823, another group, two people, Marsapor and Matupor came. Two of them came from Syria with a lot of people. They were business people. They came to Kollam. They established the Kollam city. Now, in 1825, to celebrate the establishment of Kollam city by these two Christians, they started a calendar known as Kollavarsha. See, Kollavarsha is a Malayalam calendar which starts in AD 825. How many people know that? This is the Christian contribution. So, as you said, and we all know, so we have a 2,000-year-old history. But we don't know what happened. We had a lot of Jewish Christians in India. Then we had a lot of Indian Christians, especially Malayalis and South India. Then onwards to Sri Lanka and other places, Apostle Thomas has gone. Then onwards, see, historically, we don't read or learn much about that. Syrian Christians from 300 onwards, 400, 800 onwards, we read. Syrian Christians came. There has been a very strong Syrian movement. And Protestant movement was very, very active, especially in southern India. But in 1498, with the arrival of Vasco da Gama, then St. Francis Xavier, we see the coming of the Catholic missions onwards. So then in 1700, we have Sigenbald, the first Protestant big missionary in Taranganbadi. Then 1800, we have William Carey and others. Then many in the Western India side. Like that, from 1800 onwards or 1750 onwards, you see an array of flow of Bible people. I don't even call them missionaries. I will call it Bible people. They came. So your question is that why so many, maybe 1,500, 1,700 years past, Christians were here, why no impact? We don't know exactly. But India at that time was a very small province. Remember that. There was no India in this country. India was a land beyond Sindhu River. Again, we were little provinces. We call it princely states. In 1947, you read the constitution there, the details are there. Till the British came, India was only over 560 princely states with feudalism and rajas, and with no equality and suppression, oppression, exploitation, and slavery and all those things. Then 1800 onwards, when Bible people started coming, both Catholic and Protestant, changes began to take. Again, see, the Reformation or the renewal of the global renewal began with the Renaissance and Reformation, right? So this movement is an impact of the Reformation of Martin Luther and the impact of the Renaissance, which voyages took place. So the scientific inquiry which Reformation triggered, with Renaissance triggered, with the voyages and the discoveries, including the printing press and steam engine, all those modern scientific revival took place or initiate took place with Reformation, 1500 onwards. So 1600, 1700 it started. India also became a great beneficiary of that modern Reformation movement. So therefore, we cannot find out why, we cannot answer why for the 1,500 years there was no impact of Christian. We don't know. Definitely in Kerala. We have enough records that Christian community had a tremendous impact as business people, as cultured people, as educated people in Kerala especially, that we know well.